British and French colonialism in Africa and the Middle East had many effects. Firstly, it caused the countries that were formed after the British and French left to despise the Western colonists. This is shown in many ways. For one, it helps explain why Iraq hates Westerners. When the British colonized Iraq, they felt that the indigenous people were subject to them. The natives did not feel the same. Why should they give up their way of life? Because some invaders say it's wrong? Not only that, but they had no idea how to survive in the desert, so they couldn't enforce their way onto the natives. However, when airplanes were invented, the British used them to bomb the tribal residents as punishment for not accepting a Western way of life. This did not go over well with the Iraqi tribes. Regardless that the former colonies hate Britain and France, they modeled their governments after the one shown to them. It was the only one they saw that could govern a very large area and very many people. Sometimes, white government was put in control before the colonists left, and they segregated the whites and blacks in apartheid rule, as was the case in South Africa. An additional example is that Zimbabwe's president, Robert Mugabe, has been president of Zimbabwe since its independence. Also, he allows the forceful taking of whites' land in Zimbabwe and giving it back to blacks. These are both signs of dictatorship-type rule, the same type imposed on the colonies. Thirdly, the new countries see Britain and France as evil, arrogant, and imperialists, or people that influence their wishes and culture on other countries. In an interview with Robert Mugabe, he constantly condemned Westerners as being imperialists. The hatred of Westerners is shown through very bad diplomatic relations between the Western states and the Mideast. In conclusion, there are many consequences of colonialism after it is abandoned. First, it makes the people living in the former colonies to hate their old colonial masters. Secondly, if the former colonies were tribal communities before they were colonized, they modeled their new government after the one shown to them. In the case of Africa, a dictatorship-type government was shown to them, so they adopted a dictatorship-type government. Thirdly, the new states will see their old colonial rulers in a very negative way. People do not like to be colonized.